Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant channel. I'm your host, James Harris. This episode, I'm going to be doing a review of the DC animated film Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. This is definitely, I'm going to say this off the top, this is definitely for mature viewers only. So if you're someone interested in this movie and you haven't seen it yet, I will put that warning label up front. Definitely, you're going to want to watch this away from the little kiddies. You want to hide this from them. This is a rated R movie, definitely for mature viewers only. This movie has been directed by Sam Liu. He does a lot of the DC animated films. He primarily, well, no, he does them all across the board. Has directed a lot of the Batman-centric ones, and this is the second appearance of the Suicide Squad in a DC animated film. We had them in Batman Assault on Arkham, was really a suicide story, but they set that story within the Batman Arkham, I think, universe for some reason. I guess it was kind of a test concept to see if the Suicide Squad would work. They did that movie, but they slapped Batman on it, and he had an appearance in the movie. It did pretty decent for these animated releases. Then we saw them test the Suicide Squad some on. They played around with the Suicide Squad concept a little on the Green Arrow television show. Then we got the movie shortly thereafter, all within like a year and a half. So sometimes they play around with certain concepts they want to test to see if they would make it on the big screen. And that their first appearance was kind of an example of that. Now they're headlining their own movie. The first film came out. It was, the Suicide Squad live action film came out. It was relatively successful, and it's a known brand now. So they gave them their own film. And I have to say, all things considered, I enjoyed it. Is it something I have to buy immediately and have in my collection? No, I'm not going to say that, but it was definitely pleasant. And I feel like DC has a company when it comes to their direct to home video animated movies. They've been killing it. Marvel gave up on it a long time ago. I wish Marvel would get back into this arena because there's so much material that both companies have to that you can pull from and do these great stories. This was a totally original story, but they pluck certain material that they do. One of the last reviews I did on a DC animated film was Batman Gotham by Gaslight. That was based off an Elseworld story that they adapted in animated form into an animated film, where here's a totally new concept that's not pulled from a book. But so they do a good blend of based on comics as source material and do some original stories as well to have fun with. You have Christian Slater doing the voice as Deadshot, Vanessa Williams as Amanda Waller, Billy Brown as Bronze Tiger, Kristen Bauer Van Stratton as Killer Frost. Want to make sure I said that right. Say that 2 times fast. Gideon Emery as Copperhead, Liam McIntyre as Captain Boomerang, Tara Strong as Harley Quinn, C. Thomas Howell as Zoom, and we had Greg Grunberg as Steel Maxim, which is just hilarious. When you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Again, this movie, the voice cast, I feel like they didn't go out of their way. I think this is a competent voice cast. I think everyone did a really good job. The animation was, I think, was about average for what you get with these DC animated movies. Certain movies like Gotham by Gaslight or like All-Star Superman, certain ones or Batman Returns, they have a higher budget, but they pretty much have low budgets on these movies because it's not like it's a film they're releasing theatrically that they're going to put multi-millions of dollars. Most of these animated movies have a budget anywhere ranging from like 2.5 to 5 million, in that range, and they pretty much will make about 5 to 7. They've had a few that maybe might have grossed like 10 million in profits. This is just from research I've seen on the internet as far as what the returns are on some of these movies that, so they're low investments. So sometimes the animation can be choppy in certain parts of the movie. I have to say throughout this, I felt like the animation was pretty on par throughout. I definitely feel like the movie earned its rated R rating to a point where certain time I felt like it was uh, too much of it. Certain things I felt like easily could have been cut out and made this PG-13. But DC's really been digging their heels in recently over the past about 2 years that they're making more rated R films. This is, I think, to date maybe the fourth rated R release they've had, and they're trending more and more towards their, they have, offshoots like oh, I did reviews on my podcast of it. They do like Batman. They do a Batman series that is more kid friendly, where he has like his bat motorcycle is like a dog that turns into a dog and stuff like that. So they're definitely kid friendly, and they do things like Batman Return of the Cape Crusaders. That's a little bit more comical, and I feel like more aimed towards kids. So they're diversifying the brand of the DC and under DC Animation of doing. They have their own separate thing that's kid friendly that features some of the heroes, and then they have their main line of films that they do that they're going more for a mature audience and aiming their sights in for the mature audience other than family friendly. Again, this wasn't my favorite movie, but I was definitely entertained. It was funnier in parts than I thought it was. It was more graphic in parts than I thought it was, but I don't know what I was thinking. It's rated R for a reason. And sometimes people say you have violence in movies for violence sake. Certain points with the gratuity and some of the kill scenes and things like that, I felt like they could have been done without. There's definitely some sexual innuendos and things of that thrown in there, sexual tones. But again, it's made for a mature audience, so you know what you're signing up for when you see that. This is a movie I can recommend. I would give it a 7.25 out of 10. So I definitely recommend it if you like Suicide Squad. If you've enjoyed the other DC Animation R movies, they're all kind of fitting in that same vein. So if you've watched one of the previous ones and you enjoyed it, you know what you're getting into here. I don't think, me personally, and this is kind of where I am, I ball on a budget. I don't know about you guys, so I don't have $20, $30 to drop on these movies. I have a pretty big collection because they have about 26, 27, movies now under this DC animated universe umbrella. I can't afford all of them at $20 a pop, and all of them are, to me, don't warrant that cost. Sometimes you can find them on sale. I buy everything digitally, so I tend to wait to, if it's one I really like, if I see it on sale, sometimes they'll drop them on sale for like $14 or even $10. If you want to buy a physical copy, you can I would say I wouldn't spend, me personally, and this is what I'm basing my recommendation off of, I wouldn't spend more than $10 for this film under any circumstances, unless someone's giving it to you for free. $10 or free is what I recommend this movie as far as adding it to your collection. So if you can find it like in a bargain bin, if you're trying to buy it, a physical copy of it, by all means, pick it up. Anything more than that, I don't necessarily feel like it's worth that purchase for that. It's too many other good comic book actual movies out there that you can pick up that I think your money would be more well spent on. Again, not saying using that as an indictment against the movie. I'm just saying I feel like for the value of the movie, this is a 90-minute film. $10 is a good price to pay for it. Anything more, I feel like you're not getting your value for it. But definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of the R-rated DC animated movies. Again, I'm your host, James Harris. This is the Comic Book Savant. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click the like button. Also subscribe if you like the content that you just saw. I'll have a playlist down below for previous movie reviews that I've done. Or actually, click the eye here. Click it. I know you want to. You're looking at me. You're looking at the eye. You're looking at me. You're looking at the eye. Click the eye. It will link you to the playlist of other movie reviews I've done on the channel. I also will have the link down at the bottom if you do miss it there. I will have it down below in the video description. Like, share, subscribe. Also, click the bell notification down at the bottom so you're alerted when new content drop. I primarily drop new videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, so be on the lookout there. But if you click the bell notification, you'll be alerted as soon as a new episode drops, so you're covered either way. Also, if you're part of any community, if you think someone would like this review, also share. It helps support the channel and it helps grow the community, which I'm all about here, and growing the comic book fandom community. So anywhere you can share this video to help get more eyes on it and that will be useful to people, please do so. That's all I have for you guys for this episode. I will see you next time on another video. You guys take care and enjoy the movie. And also let me know down below if you've watched it and what your thoughts are of the movie, what you would rate it as. I would like to hear back from you guys to see what you thought of the movie. Again, I gave it a 7.25 out of 10. I think it's a decent movie. It's not a all-time classic, a must run out and buy, but I think it's decent. And I was surprised on how entertaining the movie was overall. So definitely check it out. Let me know down below what you thought. I'll see you guys soon and take care.